It's Tuesday. Tuesdays are amazing because we get to share about our experience in the United Arab Emirates. Mm, yeah, so you're there, you're wondering, what is it like when I land in the Dubai airport or Abu Dhabi airport or Sharjah airport or Fujairah airport or Ras Al Khaimah airport? There's airports all over this place, so you can decide to choose whatever airport you want to go by. The only airport I have used is the Dubai airport, so I will not tell you about landing in Abu Dhabi or landing in Sharjah or landing in Ras Al Khaimah or Fujairah. I'll tell you about landing in Dubai airport. So when you land in Dubai airport, interestingly, Dubai airport is a no noise. I don't have the right word, but it's like a no noise airport. No noise doesn't mean don't talk. It means they try to keep it as low, as less noisy as possible. When the taxis are driving, they will really try to hoot so very low, and that has to be maybe when someone is still walking on the aisles. I'm talking about the taxis that carry people within the building. When they want to make an announcement, it won't be over the speakers and announcing and calling your name all over the place. No, it will be quietly there where you are. And one of the things I like about it is that it has a lot of people. We are talking 90 million visitors, 95 million visitors in a year. You can imagine if that chaos, the noise and all. So it's like, if you know the proper word they use for that airport, it's not a silent, like don't make noise, but they make it a very quiet, calm environment in the airport. When you land, you've landed in UAE, you're at the Dubai airport. It's big. It's really, really big. So like I had said before, you need to just be ready with the proper shoes. For heels lovers, it's okay, you can walk in heels. Maybe take a taxi, or you can decide to have some comfortable walking shoes. That's one of the things you should always have whenever you are coming to the UAE, and I think everywhere, so that you can enjoy walking and be comfortable, protect your back and all. When you land at the airport and you have children, like I mentioned before, there are strollers. If someone is in need of a wheelchair, they are there. Like there's always whatever help you need, there's always help, and you can always ask. And it's quiet, and everyone is just walking, going to the next place. They just have organized the airport. If the numbers are very, very crazy, they still somehow seamlessly organize it and manage to cause everything to just move seamlessly without chaos. And so one of the things that you will notice after you've finished with immigration, you've gone to check you're not walking, you've scanned your carry-on luggage, they've been checked, and you're now going to pick your checked-in bags. If you have, and if you don't have, you're still passing through the same place. If Dubai was your last destination, you'll notice immediately there are people who are there ready to sell you homes, ready to sell you. They want you to invest. This is important, especially if you've been thinking about where should I invest, or I really want a very good investment. I really want to put my money in something unique, something different. You can spend a few minutes and listen in to the sales teams that are there. They have good property, and you can take their details and go and do some little research, see the history, see how they've done their buildings, see what they have in terms of development. You can do a background check before you think of investing. Why am I saying this? You might be there and you're thinking, I really want a very good investment. I have this money that I've been saving and I really want a very good investment. Right at the airport, smack at the airport, right there. You'll get someone who's ready to tell you more about investing in property in the UAE. UAE property market is one of the largest in the world that is still going up in terms of value, that is still appreciating in terms of value. What else is interesting? At the airport, you'll find people who are ready to give you a SIM card. So how does this happen? So there is usually SIM cards that the government releases, which you can use while in the country instead of going to look for a new line. So you don't need to land and start buying a SIM card. You can just pick the SIM cards that they give freely at the airport. I hope it's still free, but I believe it's free. Once you pick the SIM cards, you activate them using your visa details. So the SIM card becomes active from your date of arrival to the date when you stay, your visit comes to an end. This is good. It works for us if we have guests coming in. We tell them to just pick a SIM card and then we activate them if they are not on roaming mode. So they can have a SIM card that we can use. They can have a line we can use to call to find out where they are if they want to be on their own on some of the days. So you can get a SIM card. And then you can get a money exchange. So if you're not a resident, definitely you will not be sitting in your home country holding foreign currency unless you're trading. In the UAE, we use dirhams. If you want dirhams, you can check before you leave your home country to see what exchange rates your bank and visa will give you, so that you can make the decision whether to just come with your local currency and just have an exchange at the airport, or just use your cards and continue as if that's what you've been using before. But just check, because especially back at home in Kenya, I noticed that banks actually give different rates. Visa will charge you their amount, like almost like a standard rate in MasterCard. And then banks will also put in a foreign exchange fee. So you might end up losing on your exchange depending on what option you decide to go on with. So check that so that you can go with the best exchange rate. Once you're in the country and if you need to still maybe have some cash on you, you can always go to the money exchange. They're all over. What is the other thing that is interesting at the airport? You can always decide, okay, I'm on this holiday for like a week. I want to drive as much as possible. First, check whether your driving license is acceptable in the UAE. If it's not acceptable, you can get an international driving license in your home country, so long as you're not a resident of the UAE. The moment you become a resident, you need to get a driving license that is valid in the UAE if your home country or your previous driving license is not recognized in the UAE. So those are some of the things you can actually think about. Okay, I'm planning to go to the UAE and I really want to drive around. How about I get myself an international driving license? And I think you'll enjoy the experience. It might even be cheaper for you to get a car, hire a car for some days and drive around. And please be very careful if you decide to go with the option of hiring a car and maybe this is your first time. Please remember that you need to stick to the rules of the road. Do not do crazy things that you have been doing back in your home country. Make sure you understand the roads. Make sure you understand everything that is required when you're driving. And be careful. Do not join the people who want to do Formula One on a speed limit road. So you can do that. You can actually hire a car at the airport. Then, if you're a random person who just loves doing life, you just wake up and you're like, I am going to the UAE today, and you land at the airport, and you're like, I'd like to try out a new hotel. I think, Jumeirah hotels. There's some hotels that have actually, resorts that have actually advertised themselves at the airport. So you can be whisked from the airport to your spontaneous hotel of choice, and you get to enjoy that. And then, yeah, one of the things that you also need to know while you're where you're picking your bags, if you're there and you really have many bags, don't try to kill yourself and break your hands trying to carry 10 bags. There's a service there. It's not marhaban, but there are gentlemen who are usually there, and it's official. They'll even give you a receipt. I think they will charge you like 30 dirham. They can actually help you carry the bags, especially if you come for a long stay and you have children and you're alone. There's always someone to help you. So ask for help. They'll come, they carry for you, and they'll charge you. And they will get you safely to the taxis. And you don't have to struggle about, oh, what do I do? How do I get taxis? There's somehow the traffic, human traffic, the foot. Everyone walks towards the taxis if they're not being picked by specific drivers who have already come inside the airport. Well, inside where you pick your passengers once they've picked their bags. So you don't have to be worried about coming in. It's so seamless. You don't have to worry about how humongous it is and you getting lost. It's so seamless, and there are a lot of people who are willing to help. When I say people who are willing to help, I mean the official customer service gentlemen and ladies who are at the airport. Then you'll find sometimes, I think the gentlemen and ladies who are sales executives at the airport will also give deals. They can propose to give you, tell you more about the investments, and part of the package sometimes comes with, sitting in for their investment, maybe an hour of listening to what they're doing. And if you're thinking to invest as a tourist, you can consider that. And some of the benefits that you might have if you invest in the country, in the property market as a tourist, it's that you might actually get a residency given. You might get a golden residency visa, which then allows you to come into the country whenever you wish for the period of the visa until maybe you get your next investment. And you can move from being a tourist to being a resident just like that. And so it might come with a tour to Burj Khalifa. So just see how that works with your schedule. You don't need to get overwhelmed by all the things that are happening in the airport. So you can just come through this process all on your own. But if you're feeling already you're done, you don't want to do any more walking, like I mentioned before, you can always go for Marhaba. You can check online Marhaba services, and they will pick you from the plane, and they will take you through the whole process of immigration, to picking your bags, to everything, until they either take you to the Marhaba lounge. So you can wait for the person who's picking you, or I think they can also take you to the taxis. They can also offer to take you to the final destination, which is your hotel. So that's just a little bit of what it is like in such a nutshell. But it's beautiful. You can shop in there. If you come in and you're already hungry and you're worried you're going to be hungry, no, don't worry. I think there's Carrefour that is open 24 hours. There's a coffee shop. You can always sit and eat and just get refreshed. If you're thinking you want to buy flowers for someone who you met, there's a flower shop. Like, you have everything in there, so you can buy what you need for maybe the person who's coming to pick you up, as a way of appreciating them. That's it. Thank you so much. And may I suggest that you consider always traveling with your parents, and whenever you're coming to the UAE, don't leave them behind. I'll tell you about that next time. It's a plus. We have benefited from just going around and touring with our parents. So yeah, think about that. The next time you're thinking, should I not? Consider coming with your parents. And just, as a way of appreciating the efforts they've put in raising you in their own way. Yeah. So until next time, see you. Bye.